Hello everyone, and welcome to the mod showcase for a new mod called Under the Moon, which upon publishing this video will also be released. This mod has been in the works for quite some time and is made by Portakal, someone who has tried to make plenty of other mods but quit working on them for several other reasons. One of these was Portakal's Places, but now we get to finally see his new masterpiece that he won't abandon. Now, since this mod is new, the first release will only include one biome, but per new update another biome will be added. The first one is the Creep Forest, which can only stumble upon by luck. At day, this biome might look like any ordinary forest, but there's more than meets the eye. This forest contains a new type of tree called swept-wood trees, which both of the normal and stripped variant have a gray color. These trees also have branches and hollow logs, which sometimes can be infested. When you break the swept-wood tree leaves, there's a chance that a cursed acorn will drop from it. You can either throw this item at mobs to give off a new torn effect, which when a mob with this effect gets attacked, all the closest mobs surrounding it will get damage as well. Or you can brew this item into a potion of thorn. Around this biome you can also find several new flora, like puffball shrooms and moonflowers that can both be used to craft a new food source called the puffball soup. This soup applies a new adrenaline effect that makes you stronger and faster around monsters or illagers. In this biome you can also stumble upon abandoned cabins that hold special loot. The first item is the moonstone, which will be one of the main ingredients for most of the other items in this biome. You can craft a moonstone block out of 9 moonstones, craft a moon lamp that will attract small moths, or craft a moonlight receiver, which is a new redstone utility block. Depending on the phase of the moon, either full, small, half, or any other phase, a specific redstone level will be active. At day, it holds no use since there's no moon. Of course, there are other items to craft with the moonstones, but those require this biome's mobs their drops. Other items you can get your hands on in the cabins are either the Omega Armor Trim, which has a pretty cool pattern and can be multiplied with swept-wood logs. And lastly, you can find a new music disc called Goodnight World, made by Misty Jam, which in my opinion is a really amazing and relaxing soundtrack. Now that we've talked about the generation of this biome, it's time to mention the inhabitants. At day, this biome is lifeless, but at night, 6 of the 9 new mobs will naturally spawn. The first one is the echo bug, a large passive insect species that use their glowing tails to communicate with each other. Upon being killed, they will drop that tail. They can be used to either craft an echo bug burger and a healthy treat, or you can use their tail to tame the echo bug's their natural predator, the pupset. Packs of these critters roam around the creep forest with an alpha at the lead, which can be recognized due to its gray fur around its neck. When you tame the alpha pupset and a mob near you wants to go for an attack, it will yell and alert all the other pupsets nearby. This way an army of pupsets will have your back. If your pupset gets hurt, you can heal it with a healthy treat. The next little suckers you can come across in this biome are night crawlers, 2-legged cryptids that only appear in a new moon. They are passive and can be bred with puffball shrooms. You remember that puffball soup? Well, if you feed the night crawlers this soup, they will start to shoot out these sign lasers at any nearby hostile mob and eventually turn it into nothing but XP. You might think that this mechanic is way too overpowered, but when night crawlers try to turn mobs like ravagers or wardens or even bosses into XP, they will fail to do so and deal damage, drop a little portion of XP, and be on a 1-minute cooldown. Also, there's an Easter egg variant of this mob when you call it Leggy with a name tag. You can also kill these guys, though I wouldn't understand why you would, and with a 1% chance get a night crawler worm item. This item literally does jack shit. The next friendly creature in this forest is called a peeker and will spawn in large proportions. These creatures that are distant relatives of the creepers can almost blend in with the trees due to their similar skin texture. They have antlers on their head and an innocent red glowing face. Unlike creepers, peekers like to keep distance from you and rather watch you from afar. But if you're able to put a saddle on it in time, you'll be able to mount it. You can also sometimes find night crawlers standing on them. Because of their long legs, these creatures can climb over heights of 3 blocks. You can also just stand on them because of how solid their skin is. When it's low on health, smoke particles will appear around the peeker, and when it eventually dies, it will let go of a bone meal explosion that doesn't grieve the area but lets plants and other flora grow around it. The peeker will drop its antlers, which can be used to either craft lunar claws that have a high chance of dealing extra damage to its target, making blood particles appear around that target when struck. Or you can brew their antlers into an antidote potion, a potion that will protect you from poison or the wither effect. Another item the peeker will drop is its fetus, which can be planted. It will eventually grow into a baby peeker that will seek out elders to sit on top of. Moving on to the more dangerous mobs in this biome, we first have the Quillback. This creature likes to attack either zombies, skeletons, villagers, and most definitely you. They attack using their claws or by shaking their back to let go of their quills. If an enemy is out of their reach, they can do a speed boost for a few seconds. Upon death, the quillback will drop some of its quills that can be used to craft either quill bombs that let go of tons of quills when exploding, or the quick stabber that does very low damage but has a faster attack speed, and also does extra damage that goes through armor. You can also use these quills to brew a potion of splintering, which makes the wearer of this effect explode into tons of quills upon death. Next up we have the lug beetles. You probably saw these piles of dirt looking blocks earlier in this video. Well, these are nest blocks. When breaking these blocks, you can get nest roots, which literally do nothing. Inside of these nests live the lug beetle species. The lug beetles like to leave their nests to collect puffball shrooms, put them on their mandibles, and return them back to the nest as food. If you decide to break the nest entrance, the queen lug beetle will spawn and attack you by either spitting acid at you, attack you with their mandibles, and summon lug beetle soldiers, which are stronger and faster than the normal ones. The queen is very strong enough to kill a zoglin, but when you finally kill it, it will drop some of its mandibles and poison sacks. Poison sacks can be thrown to let go of a poison cloud or brewed into a stronger version of poison. And the mandibles can be used to craft a secure totem that will make you able to summon a few lug beetle soldiers. And lastly, we have the final mob in this biome. This biome's mini boss. In order to summon this creature, you'll need a cursed artifact and bone altar. Once you've crafted those things, you must build a shrine-like structure with a moonstone block, bone altar, 4 redstone torches, and finally throw the cursed artifact into the bone altar. Once you've done that, the mini boss will be summoned, the Wendigo. It has several attacks. It can bite and claw, give itself a speed boost, create blood blasts that ignore armor and positive effects, and on low health it will do a sonic boom attack, but in this case it will be red. Once you finally kill this cannibalistic creature, it will leave behind some of its remains that can be used to craft a dread knife. When killing mobs with this weapon, a dread strength effect will be applied to you. The level of this effect will go up the more mobs you kill. You can also craft a blood charm that has 15 durability, so not many uses. If it hits a block, it will do the same blood blast attack as with the Wendigo, but if it hits a mob, it will lock it inside of a satanic ritual, damaging it in the process. The last thing you can use the remains for is to craft a Wendigo trophy, just to show how much of a monster hunter you truly are. And lastly, before we end off this video, we have 5 new paintings called Flesh, Red Spiral, Star Valley, Stranded Star, and Ghost. What biomes or features could these be connected to? Who knows? But that's all for today. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. And of course, don't forget to join Portakal's Discord server to know about the upcoming updates for Under the Moon. And while you're at it, give it a try yourself. Like I said at the start, the moment this video goes public, it will be out for the public to play.